just as I mentioned yesterday and probably the day before as well, that the UK have thrown in the tower, and yesterday Singapore's minister also mentioned exactly the same thing. And so you can see from the headline from Bloomberg, Singapore say UK is not trying to contain the coronavirus. And this is also the press conference that I listened to Boris Johnson that horrified me, that they are going to move away from the containment phase to a delay phase. When the rest of the world is still trying to contain the virus, they literally have just given up. So apparently Switzerland also did the same thing, which is why Singapore banned travelers from these two countries. This is along with, I think, half of Europe that Singapore have already banned. Let me see. So according to, oops. So the number of banned has, as you can see, we have already banned France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and this is now including Japan, Switzerland, United Kingdom, and all of ASEAN. So in the view of the Singapore government, the situation is getting dire, and then is calling for extreme measures to keep things at bay. So let's read this article by Bloomberg. So the UK and Switzerland are effectively not trying to combat the coronavirus, and cases are likely to surge in the coming weeks, said a Singapore minister. So one concern we have with cases such as UK and Switzerland isn't just about the number, is that these countries have abandoned any measures to contain or restrain the virus, the Minister for National Development Lawrence Wong said at a press briefing on Sunday. The island republic, which is Singapore, have imposed a 2-week self-isolation for arrivals from the two countries, and to be honest, it's not just isolation, it's actually mandated, and then they will be checked. Anyone that flaunt against this rule will actually get fined, or they might even be jail time, and if you are a foreigner, I believe you'll be kicked out of Singapore. So at the death rate in the UK have doubled to 21, and then the number of cases has surged to 1,140. This article is from I believe it's yesterday. Yes, so this number is probably much higher now. So, and the Boris Johnson's government is criticized for not following other countries by shutting down schools and banning large gatherings, and they are responsible for centering on personal hygiene and self-isolation. So Switzerland attempted to curb the virus by closing schools, banning events more than 100 people. So now the priority is to increase testing, encourage citizens to protect themselves. But in the rest of the Europe, at least, no, they are trying much harder, despite even Germany and Angela Merkel sort of throwing the towel, saying that 80% of the people are going to get it. But despite that, they closed the border with France, Switzerland, and Austria, and Austria have banned gatherings for more than 5 people and closes restaurants. So France announced reduction in domestic transport, closing of restaurant, cafe, and non-essential stores. So Italy and Spain both went to lockdown. So in Europe, they finally get their act together and try to take this seriously. And in Singapore, I can tell you, it's really bad, because today we have 17 new cases, and of these 17, 11 are imported, and a large majority of these are from Europe. And despite this, and this is what UK is doing. They have 1,000 people crammed for a music gig, and then they have 2 half marathons and drinking, celebrating St. Patrick's Days. And just look at the pictures. We don't even have to read the articles, just look at the pictures. Are they really you look at this. Are they really thinking clearly? So this is really bad. is nuts. And the entire trying to flatten the curve, flatten the graph, so that they can manage it within the healthcare system is a really bad idea. Because when you look at this article from South China Morning Post, SCMP, the coronavirus recovered patient dies as China reports discharge cases falling ill again. And this is happening in China quite often. We have no idea, is it because they are being discharged too early? No, but people who are cleared of the virus, either they get reinfected or they die. And when UK is taking such a measure of try to delay and then have a what they call herd immunity, it is really taking a big risk, because we do not know this virus well enough. There is no guarantee that we can ever get enough immunity against the virus, and there's no consideration that the virus can mutate into a different form where you create much more harm. And to be honest, how many people is going to get sick? You just look at this half marathon thing. They ignored what the politicians are saying to tell them to not hold this. People still go out, have fun. And I can tell you, from this kind of situation, a lot of people will get infected. A lot. We're going to see a spike within a week from this side. Apparently, I think this is from the Mercy side, the half marathon, and Leeds. So I'm not exactly sure, since I'm not from the UK, but it's really the wrong thing to do. In neighboring country, in Malaysia, they held a 16,000 people Islamic event, and this resulted in a rise of 100 cases in Malaysia, and a huge majority actually comes from the event. So bad idea. So take care, and I hope that the government, especially UK, will actually change their strategy and try to contain instead of trying to delay. It's still early days to call for a delay. So that's all for today.